this money machine. Scalping seconds, slicing fast. Ride the wave, don't let it pass. Green and red, they set the tone. Win or lose, I'm in the zone. Trade the dots, connect the line. Profits calling, it's my time. Precision moves, sharp and clean. Living life on this money machine. Every tick's a heartbeat loud. High stakes play, I'm feeling proud. Risk and thrill, it's all the same. One more trade to up my game. Pivots turn, I'm locked and sure. Cut the losses, keep it pure. Every trend, I see the clues. I'll ride the highs and dodge the blues. Trade the dots, connect the line. Profits calling, it's my time. Precision moves, sharp and clean. Living life on this money machine.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Somebody give me sound check, mic check, screen check, everything good check. Let me know everything is good. We're ready to rock and roll. How's everybody doing? All good? Everybody good? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Christopher. Good morning, Jay. Good morning, Mark. Everybody is good. I'm going to let everybody crawl into the room. Starting a little bit early. I'm going to try and go to 11 today. We're going to try and do like a 2-hour show. Let's see if we can get this organized. I have a couple of interesting things I want to show you. The overnight trade was actually pretty good for me. I don't know how it was for you. There were a couple of chop false signals, but I was able to work my way out of them. But overall, most of the signals were actually quite good, both on the trend and counter trend basis. And then, of course, the big news of the day today is economic data just blew it out of the ballpark. Retail sales 6 against 1. Core is really strong. Unemployment claims lower. Philly Fed up. I mean, this is a bear's nightmare. They're just import prices are down. It's really like it's amazing. Every conventional economist could not be more possibly wrong about how the economy was going. I mean, I think it was like they were predicting on Bloomberg 100% chance of recession. Tariffs are going to create multi-inflationary environment, and they're all completely wrong. So market just continues to churn higher. For now, clearly the dominant trend is to the upside. I took the trades off the news because that was a signal trade, but for now, it's just kind of a runaway market. We don't have any. We have to be patient to see if we can get some retrace action coming in. Hey, good morning, man in white from Toronto, Canada. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Let me put the comments on so you guys can actually see the comments streaming around. Otherwise, it's all good. I'm I'm gonna try and focus. I'm gonna do a couple of things. First of all, everybody knows that I have an exclusive 90% off discount for wealth charts. So here's what you need to do. I'm going to walk you through this. I'll do this again a little bit later. Need you to you hit the Apex. This assumes you already have an Apex account. If you don't, I'll give you a different link. But if you already have an Apex account, you just log in. You go into. I'm going to go into my private, not my corporate, my private. Oh, God, I always forget this. Okay, hang on. Sorry, You have to use Authenticator now. Hang on a second. Let me authenticate myself. Authenticator 798-886 798-886. Okay. They put in a two-force authentication. Now, the most important thing, you need to go over here. Let me mark it for you. You need to go to this area over here where it says wealth charts. Okay. You can't use anything else but that. So make sure you're going in here and you're using wealth charts. Everybody sees this? My little squid. Oh, God, man, I totally suck. I wish they had like little, oh, look at this. I'm actually able, okay? You need to go only to this. The 90% only applies to wealth charts. So if you do that, and you click over here, I recommend the 50,000 one. If you choose the 50,000 one, and you go BK, this is the very important part. It's not BK Save, it's BK Save 90. Okay. If you use that, and then you hit, where am I? You hit, please check this box, go next. You'll see that a $50,000 account is a whopping $16. Okay. Really, really cheap. Really, really cheap. So that's the story. Enjoy it. Go out there, go get it. I'll run you through again. But enjoy it. We, of course, our indicator works on both wealth charts and TradingView. If you don't like wealth charts, you're welcome to use BK Save and get 80% on TradingView. So it's still a great savings, just not the optimal savings to do this. Everybody has their own preferences, and I accommodate everybody. Wealth charts, I think, is really actually very, very cool these days because it's got all sorts of new functionality that it put into its trading platform. As you guys can see, my trading has been excellent off of it. So, but everybody gets to choose what they want to do. I wonder if I could. I'm just trying to see if I could minimize this. No, I guess this maximize, minimize. I can't minimize this. All right, we'll leave this alone. Anyways, pre-market, we're positive bid across all the equity indices. Actually, oh, look at this. Interesting. So I actually have a signal here in the S&P, which I'm going to go here, which is not working. But here's sometimes you can get lucky, or sometimes you could just get stopped out on the thing. So let me explain to you what the signal is here. We have the white dot, green dot, positive slope, positive trend, right? So the entry would have been around 1625. But because I'm late, and if I can get an entry below that price, which my entry now is at like 1525, I actually have a better entry that I would have off the signal. And if the thing works, it's great. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Oh, I wonder why. Hang on a second. Did I not have stops and targets on this? Let me see. Simple bracket. Where's my simple bracket? Oh, I don't have this. Oh, okay. Well, that sucks. Okay. I did not put the simple bracket. It should be 4 ticks against 16 ticks. Unfortunately, post trade, I can't do anything about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flatten out, just make a little bit of money on this thing, and set myself up. I clearly did not set up the brackets here. Once you do that once, 4 to 16, you're good to go. So I think probably because this was a new canvas that I forgot. Anyways, doesn't matter. Trade kind of worked. You know, I took a little bit of a trade on it, and we'll leave it alone. We'll look, you know, we'll look for new ideas. Gold is down. Gold actually, gold. Let me just make sure of something. Gold, we have modified. Oh, none of this stuff is done. I wonder if it's because I have a new login. Let me do this. I'm gonna go 8 ticks. I might as well just do this with you right up front, so you guys can actually see how to do this on wall charts. So now I set up the proper stops and targets on gold. Nasdaq. Let's see if I have the setups. No, same thing. Oh, I guess this must have been all new because I probably just logged in. So here it's a 20 tick, 80 days. Good thing I looked. Now once I set this up, it's all done. It's all done. I don't have to worry about it. I just say close. This is all, you know, this is all ready to go. So now my whole canvas is all set up in wealth charts, and I can basically trade with a click of a button. But it was a good thing that I looked, and that's a good thing always to review. Yeah, let's have fun with this. Again, this is a tiny little trade, so I'm perfectly okay. If I get a green dot here, I'll take the trade. We've got about 12 seconds left on the move, because it's within the spirit of what I really want to do, which is positive slope, positive momentum, positive trend. But I got to have a green dot on the close. If I don't have it, I don't have it, so no trade. No momentum, no belief in follow through. By the way, yeah, apropos of nothing, you know, but I'm such a geek that I love to listen to like history of physics, history of quantum physics, and everything else. Here's a cool thing I never realized. So, how do you measure intensity in sound? You measure it by loudness. How do you measure intensity by light? You measure it by brightness. And how do you measure intensity by a spring, like a coiled spring that you know escapes? It's by its amplitude. It's by, you know, how much of amplitude it gives. And the point being is that that's the exact same mathematical equation. Like, I never thought about it. And basically, sorry, what all of that means is, what I meant was its maximum intensity is basically energy released, right? So the louder something is, the greater amount of energy expended on that sound. The brighter something is, the greater amount of energy expended on that light. The greater the pop on a spring, the greater amount of energy released on that. I thought it was really cool. I never kind of thought about the fact that brightness means energy and loudness means energy. So anyways, while we wait for setups, I will amuse you. Okay, great. I think most everybody, no, not at all. Not at all. As a matter of fact, they're perfectly okay with a small stop and a bigger take profit. They don't have any problems with that. No. What they want you to do is to have a take profit and a stop on a thing. They don't want you just floating trades without stops. But they don't have any problems with negative risk reward trades. No, that's all within the rules. There's no prohibition. That's why I like them, because those are completely artificial rules. Like, why does it matter what my stop and target is? All it matters is my stop target against my hit rate. What matters is my P&L against my drawdown. I have like one of the lowest P&L to draw, meaning, you know, how much money I make versus how much drawdown I have is incredibly low. That's really what you want to measure when you're in trading. The question isn't how much money you make. The question isn't what your stop and targets are. The question isn't even what your hit rate is. The really great measure is if you made $2,000, but you had a drawdown of $10,000. that's a very, very, very ugly drawdown to profit ratio. But if you did it the other way around, if you made $10,000, but your maximum drawdown was only $2,000, that's incredibly great. I mean, almost nobody can achieve that. But the point is, that's really what you want to be looking at. Good morning, USA. Why do I trade like this? So we had this conversation yesterday in coaching. And by the way, you absolutely do not have to trade the way I do. You can trade completely differently. And there, I was watching so many of the trades here, so many of the trade signals. For example, let's take a look at this trade signal, right? Here's our trade signal here. White dot, green dot. We're coming in over here. Let me just see if I can just mark it up for you guys so you guys can actually see it. This is a absolutely 100% kosher trade signal, right? Oh, Jesus Christ. I really suck at this. Anyways, you guys see it, right? I really wish this had like a little arrow draw. Okay. You see, sorry, that's not the trade signal. Let me make sure that you guys see it. It's where the triangle is. This is a perfect trade signal, right? Now, I'm using 520, or I'm using 1-4, like one target, 4 stop. That's an extremely negative risk reward ratio. Why do I do that? Because I'm looking for incredibly high hit ratio. I want to make 80 to 85% of my trades be winners off the first try, right? So like a really, really high hit ratio. But suppose you were like, no, I don't need that. I can go maybe even 50-50. Maybe I want to do, same risk, same reward, but I want to be 55% accurate. So imagine a situation where you're like, you long this position over here at 02. The stop is, let me just do this. Hang on, let me just get rid of this. So we would be coming in here. I'm coming in at 0225, goes down to, it almost stops you out. If you were doing a 4-point target, 4-point stop, you almost stopped out. But if you did a sort of even money, 02 to 06, you would have made, this actually popped up before it popped down. You would have made the money on an even money trade. You can do this with 4-4 and just try to aim for like a 55% win rate. So it's absolutely up to you as to how you want to structure your risk reward profiles and your hit rates. But there's always going to be a trade-off. The more reward you want for the same unit of risk. I want very little reward for a unit of risk. I only want like a quarter of a reward, 25% of reward for a unit of risk. If you want 100% reward for a unit of risk, your hit rate is just going to be much more inaccurate. That's it. A lot. I cleared multiple here. So let's take a look. I have. This is on the TradeOvate account. How many of the 25? Sorry, hang on a second. This is a 25. This is a 25. This is a 25. This is a 25. So these are 4 25s, right? And I clear them. So Namikwa, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry. Obviously, I'm clearing them with a. Oh shit! I missed it. We missed a trade, guys. Damn it! I'm sorry, guys. I'm yapping, and I missed a trade. Okay, let's. We actually have a trade in this. Let's go sell this. Not a great trade because I'm a little bit late, but it's just it's a single trade here. Also, Namiko, remember, I'm trading in live on small size for 2 reasons. Number one, to show you kind of risk control, to kind of get you into good habits, not bad habits, right? And number 2, so I can show you very easily how we can repair these trades and do everything else with it. Where am I? 75. Come on, 75. I'm just going to flatten out on this one. I'm going to flatten out on this one because I'm a little bit late on the entry. But again, what my function is with you guys is to show you the setup over and over and over again, to show you the proper setup and show it to you, in small increments. So the most important thing is to take as many trades as possible. Therefore, I want to do small sizes because I don't want to be, running large sizes on the accounts. And number 2, to put kind of good habits with you to teach you that small size is the key to good trading. But when I'm trading myself, I'm obviously trading larger size within reason, and that's the key thing. Where is the reason? What's the proper size against the trades that you have? Those are all personal questions that we try to answer in coaching, right? So I don't know. I honestly don't know if the 90% discount applies for recurring rebilling, right? Because pretty much almost everybody either gets funded in 30 days or they get, they get blown out. So I honestly don't know. I have to look. I can find out, and I can answer that question for you tomorrow. But what I do know is that it works in the first 30 days, which is the most important part, right? If you're trying to pass your evaluation. Remember, I passed my evaluation, the last one that I showed you, in 90 minutes, right? So Rob is texting me. He says, okay, no, never mind. No, he says it doesn't. Yes, it does. What does he say? I'm not sure. I'll find out. I'll find out and confirm. He says it does for this special offer. Yeah. I guess, yes, it does. Rob is telling me that, yes, you get to have the $16 recurring rate. That's amazing, actually, guys. That's really ridiculous. So let's go look again to show you how to make sure you guys get that rate locked in. I'm going to log in. I'm going to go to wealth charts. Very, very important. Again, the only thing this is going to work for at 90% rate is wealth charts, right? This is where you want to go. 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 Okay. And I'm going to click this. Hang on just one second. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to click this. I choose the 50. That's the best guy. I'm actually going to do it myself right after the show, because I don't want to show you my credit card again. So then I have to, get my new credit card. And the key thing is BK save 90. Make sure you say 90. This is really, really important, right? BK save 90. Once you do that, you hit yes, next. You're going to get 16, but you're going to get 16 repeatable. So that means you can really nurse these accounts. I didn't know this. So you could actually buy a ton of them right now, and not necessarily use them right away. And they'll renew at $16 rate. William says he better load up. Yeah, I think so. Well, William, by the way, is a massive trader, anyways. So this is just made for you. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. Maxie, I'll double check. Everybody else has gotten it. It's probably perhaps that I did not get your email to them. But whoever, if you have the coaching product, and I'll put the coaching product again into the thing. This is really an amazing product. If you have this product, if you bought this, or if you're gonna buy it, buy it today, because you got 24 hours left. I just email me, and I'll make sure that they enable you on the dot side. Okay, almost everybody has been enabled, but maybe I missed a few email names. So so be it. So that's where we're at. Anyways, sorry. Honestly, it's not like I missed this trade. This would not have been the perfect trade, because you see how the slope here went from green to red. And it would have been a problematic trade. So probably it was really good that we actually took the S&P trade, which was a nice clean short trade on the move here and legitimate. And what's going on gold? Gold does not have any signals for us. So gold had a trade over here, and we just don't have any signals. So we'll stay patient. We'll stay on trades. We'll get going. But yes. The primary thing here is learn the setup. And of course, the single best way to learn the setup is on smallest possible size. The function, I would say, if you're sort of starting out What about taking the trade as soon as the slope goes away? I don't like that because it sometimes fakes you out. You really, the redder the slope, the greener the slope, the greater the energy in that direction, right? Going back to my whole idea of like loudness of sound, brightness of light, intensity of movement is all matter of energy, right? And this is kind of, I mean, it's not the same as what I was talking about in terms of how they measure these things in quantum physics, but it's the same idea. It's the more energy applied to the downside, the greater your chance of winning. The more energy applied to the upside, the greater chance of winning to the upside. So, when the energy is kind of neutral, your probability is kind of neutral, right? So Rosario is asking a more interesting question: is okay, what if you got? And this is pretty much the Nasdaq question. What if you got a situation where this is the signal, but the signal is problematic, right? It's not really red, but then the next dot is red and the slope is red. Yeah, I think that's a really legit thematic trade. You don't have to take it, but I think it's a pretty good quality trade. So in this particular case, I wouldn't have taken this trade, but I would have taken this trade, right? I would just waited more patiently. I got that signal, it really worked. So it's worth it. Because remember, the whole idea is I'm starting from a top, so I have a long way to fall, right? I'm starting from a bottom, I have a long way to rise. That's sort of like the principle of my idea. Why I like these, these arrow trades. It's because I got a long way to go, so I have huge amount of possibility for profit. And that talks to the idea of people who want to take larger stops and targets. The higher you are, the greater the possibility of a fall, the greater the possibility of profit. The lower you are, the greater possibility of rise, the greater possibility of profit, right? So you could switch your stops and targets to much more generous, instead of 25% of risk, 25%, 25% of risk. You can do 100% of risk. You can even do 200% of risk and, hope that you're around 40% accurate. It all depends on your personality, what you want to do, how you like to trade it. The beautiful part about this is it's a very, very malleable structure. The structure itself is incredibly solid at picking out the entry points. How you want to run with those entry points is completely different. I use the signals generated on my own indicator. That's what we do. The little arrows is the signal, it's not a signal, but it's a suggestion. Let's say it's a suggestion. If everything lines up, because here's an example. In this particular, oops, sorry, hang on a second, let me delete this. Here's a good example of where a suggestion is not a signal. This is a suggestion, but the slope itself is red. It's negative. So there's no way in hell I would ever take this trade. Wait a few minutes, wait 20 minutes. The same suggestion shows up here, but now the slope is positive. Now I'm ready to go. Okay. That's where we have to be interpretive and diagnostic. Do you trade the arrow provided? I just went through, Ahmad, and showed you. In some cases I do. In most cases I do. But in some cases I don't. And the critical decision as to whether I do or not is whether I have a confirmation with the slope. Is the moving average green? Yes, then I'm going. Is the moving average red? Absolutely not. I'm definitely not going. Okay? Does that make sense? NQ back to 200. Man, Rockies loves his 200 SMA. Do you buy the SMA, or you just sort of like you're just fascinated by the fact that it's touching the SMA? You're like an OCD person. 200 touch the SMA, touch it again, touch the SMA, touch it again. Do you wash your hands afterwards too? No, I'm just kidding you, my friend. Good morning, good morning, good morning. There's a lot of new people here. Say hello to me. I see a lot of people asking questions. Be like those people. Don't be a pussy. Ask me a question. Touch it 5 times. Yeah, that's funny. That's a very it's a very, very dark joke in my opinion about if you ever have anybody with OCD, you know exactly the problems that they have. But I think all of us, including me, definitely suffer from some degree of OCD. Oh, you found the signals. Great. Okay. Sorry. Sorry. Lots of questions here. Okay. You happen to be the guy that suggested you put 200 on your chart a while ago. Oh, really? Did we not have 200 before? Seriously? Somewhere? Rockies, you take it. I mean, I believe you. It's been a long time, so I don't remember. By the way, this is a very, very cool thing about trading live with us. Remember, I'm a huge believer in like that 1,000 heads are better than one, right? I create the structures, I create the indicators, I create all the logic, but so many people have contributed very, very key components to making this so much better, as a strategy. And I'm always open to new ideas. This is why I drive everybody crazy, because I'm like an obsessive compulsive sculptor. I'm never finished with the work. But I really haven't, last few weeks, I really have not touched the product. It's been very good, but it's definitely a product of multiple suggestions. So thank you somewhere. I'm sorry I didn't realize you were the one that did the 200, but props to you. Very nice. Thank you again. All right, who's new in the room here? Say hi to me. Say hi to me. Ask me questions. Let's see what's going on here. NQ going negative. Oh, let me get rid of this. Hang on a second. Actually, you know what? I think I oh, this is very cool. I can actually use the cursor and still keep that on the side here. Where are we at? S&P negative bid. Where's gold? Gold doing anything? No, gold is doing nothing. But here's interesting. So gold is negative bid. It's negative trend, negative momentum, but positive slope. So we can watch gold carefully here. What if we get a red dot and a red slope? Yeah, that's a trade. That's going to be a trade. But until and unless that happens, we don't have anything. Now what's happening is actually gold is kind of trying to find a bottom over here at the 3,300 level. Gold has been really, really choppy. Not a lover of the product. You really, really, really need to watch that trade and focus on that one trade. Speaking of which, by the way, so a lot of people, will ask me, or maybe you don't ask me, but I'll tell you, like, what do I do? What's the best practices for me? And again, this is just for me. Best practice for me is just one product. I'm a one product, one setup guy. And that product right now for me is Nasdaq. I just trade Nasdaq all day, every day, nothing else. I'm best when I'm very monomaniacal, when I'm very, very focused on a single product. I'll trade it both ways. I'll trade a trend, counter trend, not a problem. I'll trade a trend, counter trend. I'll even do a couple of garbage trades in it if I have it, in the garbage account. But when I trade with you guys, I obviously want to give you as many looks, as many setup opportunities as possible. So I trade all three, but know that is not what I do myself. I just simply give you lots of different looks because some people love to trade gold, some people trade S&P, some people trade Nasdaq. I'm just simply trying to find as many trades as I can for you, give you as many looks. Somewhere in the Rockies says NQ is the one. Pips King. Now Pips King. We got to change your name to Tix King. You know why? Why should we? Sorry, not Lee. Let me see. Pips King. I'll get to Lee in a second. You obviously trade CFDs. If your name is Pips, you probably trade forex, which is great. You can. If you want to come join us, be part of coaching. You can hang out with Kathy and trade forex all you want. But we trade futures, and of course, futures are traded in ticks. So I suggest we change your name to Tix King, and then you'll really, really have a good time. Okay, Lee is saying, Boris, so would you say that now we just take the white and then green with? Yeah, yes, I'm sorry. So Lee, I've been saying this for the last last week. And I guess maybe, you know, maybe people are coming in at different times. The absolute perfect setup, the setup that I take is white, green, purple, red, right? That's the setup I want. And obviously white, green slope, the green slope, purple, red, red slope, right? That's all I really do. I don't, you know, occasionally, if, you know, occasionally, if we get into a situation where maybe it's a white, green, but it's, you know, the slope is indeterminate. And then we have the next green that is really, really turns the slope green. Yes, I'll go for the third move as kind of like, it's sort of thematically correct on my trade. But that is what I do. Now, why do I do all of this? Again, this is just my own approach to this. I'm doing it because white green by its very definition means I'm coming from a bottom and I have a long way to rise to the top. Purple red means I'm coming from some sort of a top. Sometimes, you know, it's top on uptrend. Sometimes it's top on a downtrend. But it also tells me I have at least some way to go to the bottom, right? And I want to be selling from the top, buying from the bottom. That's just my own personal bias. You can interpret this differently, but I find that creates the highest probability completions, because all we're trying to do is complete as many wins as possible, right? That's really what it's all about, right? What's going on over here? How come some of these? Oh, this is a Twitter. Oh, there's a Twitter feed. Hey, Twitter peeps, come comment with me. I will be happy to post you up here. I didn't see this on Twitter. Mostly just watching and central bank liquidity. Nothing worried structurally yet. The people are leveraged up to wazoo, looking to go build at 2050. Should get it. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We don't trade positionally, so I have no view on any of this. But you know, you're welcome to do this. Oh, you do. You don't like ticks. Okay, no problem. No problem. That's good. I'm glad you trade futures. Okay, so I think, and absolutely, guys, ask me the questions. The explanations that are, if you're asking the questions, there's 100 people in the room who are thinking the same thing that are just not asking the questions. So trust me, you know, please ask me as many questions as you want. Eric, I'm new to the live show. Are these indicators something that you've created? Yes, Erica. Erica is Erica, right? Yes, Erica. This is all my own doing. But although, as I was saying, it's really, I create these things, but everybody in the room, you know, tells me, no, do this, do that, do this. And if they have a good idea, I put the idea into the indicator. It's really a collaborative effort. But you know, the primary idea is mine. And trust me, it's gone through, how many, would you say, do we do about 100 rewrites, maybe 200 rewrites, maybe even 300 rewrites of this thing before we finally get happy with it, you know? So yes, the answer is yes. If you're interested in getting everything, there's a great deal that we're running right now because we got the coaching going on. If you click this link over here, I literally buy you 5 free Apex accounts. I start you off with 5 prop accounts as part of this deal. You know, you get the deal. I'm gonna just, and by the way, everybody who's like harassing me today, where's my credits so I can buy the accounts? As soon as we're done with live, it's my next project. I'm gonna give you guys all the credits, and then I'll send you an email saying, hey, go out there, go crazy, go buy it. If you want to front run it and just go buy it, you know the credits are going to be coming. You know, I'm good for it. So, Kathy, that's a bet I never pay. Okay, because she knows that that's a guaranteed win for her. You know. So I never pay her that bet. That's the one bet I squelch on. My word is good except to her. Ahmed, I just posted the link right over here, my friend. It's in the chat. Go out there, hit it, get it done, and I'll onboard you real quickly. Okay. All right. I'm still watching. Gold is doing nothing. S&P is, where are we? Oh, it's 9:35. We just opened up for trade. Oh, interesting. So maybe we kind of, hey, the 200 Nasdaq broke the 200 SMA, but S&P kind of holding. So here's an interesting look for us. We're holding 200 SMA. do we get some dots? If we get some positive dots, we might have a setup. So I'm just watching this very carefully, seeing if I might have a setup in the S&P. I'm just trying to get some looks on trades. So far, we did a couple of trades, one to the upside, one to the downside in the S&P and Nasdaq. They all worked. Have not done any trades in gold yet because gold has really not shown us any legitimate setup. So here's gold. Okay, so now let's look at gold. We got a white dot against a red slope. So we're nowhere near a setup, but it's a minute 20 in the trade, and it's only the first candle. What if we get the second candle? The second candle is a green dot, and the slope turns green. Yeah, absolutely, we'll go for it. So we keep an eye on gold, and we'll come back to it in a minute to see how it's looking. Nasdaq is, basically trading off the highs. Post news ran up, took a little bit of profits, now consolidating around under the 200 SMA. Everything has been super choppy this week, as I'm sure you guys have seen. And all the more reason for us to focus, to not fuck around, because choppiness requires true precision for us to make money. We have a very, very small window of possible winning to operate in chop city trade. So we don't want to take any trades that really don't set up. Yes, Rob just told me that the renewal is $16 a month, which is just fucking sane. So yes, I'm shocked, but go out there, go buy a ton of Wealth Charts accounts and set yourselves up. Oh yeah. That was fun. Thank you, Nico. It was a lot of fun. Losses are going to happen. If you don't like losses, don't fucking trade. But I stuck to the process. That's what I've been doing this very, very much in my own accounts and with you guys. That's why the trading has really improved over the last week. I mean, the trading has just been stellar over the last week. We have not had even close to a bad day, because it doesn't matter whether we have a loss or profit. We've been sticking to process. I've really, really, really just been picking only signal trades. No fuck around, no cowboy, no limit. Oh, let's try this one because we're bored. Let's do this shit. And it's made a huge improvement. It's really, really made a huge improvement. You can see in results. Results are a function of you trusting the setup. So speaking of trusting the setup, here's the S&P putzing around. Slope kind of turning green, turning red, doesn't know what the fuck it wants to do with itself. We got 54 seconds left on that, so we'll wait patiently. We need to see a green dot. Like if it goes up here, let me get rid of this, guys. Let me just get rid of the little thing here. Come on, okay, it's gone. We need to see, I think 609 on the close, 609 or higher on the close. That's going to give me a green dot. And it's going to give me the green slope, and it's going to give me the entry for the S&P. Meantime, let me just switch over. Nasdaq is obviously doing nothing, no setups. And where's gold? Gold also in trade, but remember, gold is nowhere near because it's red slope. So really, the only true possibility we have is the S&P, but it's got to show us a dot. If it doesn't show a dot, we just wait patiently for the next candle. Maybe the next candle is going to show us a dot. But what we're not going to do is not force a trade just because we feel it. We're not going to trade on vibes. This is no Gen Zs over here. We don't trade on vibes, right? We don't vote on vibes. We don't trade on vibes. There's no Gen Z process here. This is a strictly boomer room. We do things by the book, by the process. Okay, so now next candle starting to look good for us. $1.42 on the clock. If this holds at the highs, that's going to be an entry for us. Anyway, any Gen Zs in this room? I have a feeling I probably attract like 0 Gen Zs. But I'm sorry, if I insulted you because I said you live your life on vibes. But we don't. And that's actually the key. I'm actually curious. Anybody who's a Gen Z here, say hello to me. Come on, don't be shy. Identify yourself. Oh, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. Let's have fun. Let's have fun. All right, we're going to do this. Well, I'm watching this. I've got 45 seconds left. I'm going to put up a poll for you guys while this thing does this. If this anywhere near, this is a trade for us. This is a trade. Are you 25 years or younger? Okay, if I'm curious if I get a single yes on that poll over here. Let's see how many Gen Zs I have in the room here. 17 seconds left. Big pop on the move here. Let's see what the NQ is doing. NQ is also popping. NQ is on the white dot, so it's got plenty of time on this. We got 3, 2, 1. We're going to buy this. Buy. Long. Wait, where's my target? What happened to my target? Oh, you know what? I'm going to flatten out. I don't. What's happening to my target? Why is my. This is. Oh, I know what's going on, Highs. Okay. You know what I'm doing, guys? That I totally screwed up? Okay. Let's fix my. So this trade hit. This trade totally hit for target. We made money, right? Let me show you what I'm doing wrong. This is what I'm doing wrong. Okay. So I got to go 416. Here's the one last thing I'm forgetting on Wealth Charts. I'm going to go close. I need to hit the fucking save button. Save it. Save it. If I didn't save it, it ain't happening, right? So now I'm going to go to NQ. Same shit. I have 0, 0. I got to go. You don't save your layout. It ain't going to save for you automatically, right? So 80, close, save it, right? Now I'm going to go to GC. Now, same thing over here. Take profit 8. $32. Close, save. Now, let's see if all of this stuff is working now. Let's go to NQ just for arguments. NQ is actually setting us up, right? Let's see if the brackets are there. See, the brackets are there. Okay, so I'm sorry. I forgot to save it. That's why the trade wasn't working. By the way, if that happens to you, you're in a trade and you don't have a stop and a target, just get the fuck out. Okay, it doesn't matter what's happening in the trade. You're not in the process. If you don't have a stop and a target around your trade, your first job is get the fuck out. GTFO. GTFO. That's it. That's the motto. Oh, long. Buy. Okay, so long this trade. White dot, green slope. Target is 22.25. And we're done. Right? Okay, so the only thing about watching me, right, and seeing how this is all setting up is, remember, I tell you ahead of time exactly what you should be doing. But of course, I'm yapping away. I'm not paying attention. I'm changing charts. I'm talking about everything under the sun. So I'm going to be, if you're waiting for me to press the trigger, you probably, if you're following me, you may be late or you may miss the trade. I am, or you see me going, oh, holy shit, he was so fast on the trigger. I'm fast on the trigger because I know exactly the trade. I know exactly what I need to do, and I do it instinctually. I want you to watch me so that you can become instinctual yourself. You can become super fast. But in real life, when I'm trading myself, right, I am not yapping away. I'm not looking at a million different things. I'm not checking my Twitter feed or my other feed. I'm looking at the chart. So I'm ready to pull the trigger 90% of the time in a perfect sequence. My only point is that I will miss trades, or I will be late on trades because I'm just doing a million things during the show. The show is the show. The show is to show you how to make these trades. It's not me doing this in perfect format. Okay, just understand that. Santiago, there's no such thing as a white dot, green dot are the same thing. The very nature of the green dot is it's going to be higher. Okay, the setup by itself, it quantitatively means that this is a higher buy than this one. This is a higher buy than this one. It's never going to show. If it's going to be the same, it's going to show two white dots. Okay, so the indicator itself takes care of all that for you. Oh yeah, so that's another thing. Thanks, thanks for pointing that out, because sometimes, and Lee is on the other side of the world. He's in Australia, so obviously he's late. So that's why I pre-narrate the trade. If you want to trade with me, you know the rules. You do your thing, right? Don't wait for me, because I'm always going to be late by technology, or late by me bullshitting. But the point is, it's for you guys to see. The other thing is, if you're trading one micro contract, it really doesn't matter, right? Just the whole idea here is for you to practice the stroke. You hit 100 tennis strokes, your forehand is going to improve naturally. You hit 100 of these trades, your scalping is going to improve naturally. That's really what it's all about. Okay, S&P turned back up. Hey, somewhere in the Rockies, the 200 bounce, right? I was making fun of him, but he's absolutely right. The 200 really, really matters. Okay, back to gold. Gold is just sticking around doing nothing. No setup for us here. What would be the possible setup here? Nothing. Gold is got no purple dots, no green dots. We just have to wait for for a setup if it occurs. S&P is kind of quiet. Hitting. Interesting to see if the S&P sort of finds resistance. Excuse me. Oh yeah, sorry. That's it. What does Turkey mean? What was that a reference to? Okay, so I am on. This is just literally the default positioning of dots only indicator, right? This is dots only indicator, right? If we go in here into settings, let's see what it says. Break up dots. Make sure that all of this is sort of set up like this. It's all marked off. Parameters are all the same. I literally did not change a single thing. These are all default indicators. You should be able to see them all like this in the thing. Yeah, okay. Happened at 9 a.m. on the S&P. Let's take a look at this. Oh, over here, interesting. So I can't even tell. What is this? This is closes 1425 and closes 1625. So I think the what's the low? Low is 1275. Low is 1275. Oh, if it's equal, sorry. So the white dot is always going to be, white dot means that the low of the candle is lower than the prior green dot candle. If the low is equal to, then it'll be a green dot. Yes. So sorry, you're right. In that unique case, the point is it doesn't matter. This is a true setup. It just didn't work in this case, but it's it's a true setup. Don't get too cute. Don't look for the exceptions to the rule and say, oh, if I didn't take that, I would have been able to avoid a loss. Don't try to avoid losses. Just focus on winners. Just focus on winners. I'm gonna set you up, Roger, before the end of the day today. Okay, it takes a couple of hours for us to, because I gotta, it's enabled by well charts, and I gotta have those guys enable it. But if you got it today, end of the day, I promise you, you'll have the indicator. You'll be ready to go. In the meantime, if you also have TradingView and you email me, I'll set you up on TradingView right away too. So you'll have both indicators on your thing. we're breaking to fresh highs on the S&P, right? Market likes the price action. Same thing on Nasdaq. Now, if I wanted to dick around and I wanted to go, oh, let's do cowboy trades, let's take more trades, I could say, well, we got two higher green dots, we got the green slope, let's go long here. That's fine, but that's a garbage trade. I mean, if you want to do garbage trades, I'm happy to put it to the garbage account, and we can fuck around with garbage trades. But those are not real trades, and I'm really trying to stick to real trades. Same thing here. This is a garbage trade. I mean, you guys want to you want to do a couple of garbage trades? Let's go to the garbage account just for shits and giggles. The garbage account is going to be the wait, hold on. I guess the 110. We'll put the 110. That'll be the 110. So I'm gonna put this into the garbage account, and I'm gonna go long gold. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in here Nasdaq. I'm gonna go long Nasdaq in the garbage account. Okay, again, just fucking around, and we can have a good time in the garbage account. Oh shit, I'm not in the garbage account. Okay, Nasdaq worked anyways. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than to be good, as Yogi Berra said. But the gold is in the garbage account, and the target on gold. Wait, what's going on over here in gold? Did I not save the gold? What happened to my gold? Why is what's going on over here, guys? I'm gonna flatten out on gold. Gold worked. Why is this not? What the? Okay, I'm doing something wrong here. Simple bracket this. Let's do this. Let's make sure that I'm doing this right. It's an 832 close save, right? Save. So I'm going to go over here. Then I'm going to go over here. I want to look in here. Yeah, that's all right. I must not have saved. Okay. Anyways, all right. All the garbage trades worked because they are in the spirit of what I'm trying to do, but they're not legitimate, trades. But everybody. The good thing about trading with us is we're always open to experimentation, always open to new ideas, always open to trying stuff. But as I said to you, you do all that stuff in your garbage account. 110 is like kind of my garbage account. I'm just, throwing trades in there for shits and giggles. Have a good time with that, right? You trade small, you experiment. If you think this is a good setup, you can add that to your repertoire, right? Oh, do I still have a trade in here? I need to flatten this out. I'm still long this account. Okay, I totally forgot. Same thing. I must be doing something wrong, guys. I'm gonna speak to the wealth charts guys after the show, and we'll try to figure out why my bracket stuff is not saving. But clearly, for some reason my bracket stuff is just not saving, right? It's just, I don't know what's going on over here. No, sorry, this is a 2080. Let's see if okay, 2080, close, save. Now, here's the thing. Here's a true test. I'm going to go to the gold, right? And gold, no, it's not saved. There's something going on here. I'm either, maybe it's a little bit of a, buggy thing, or maybe I'm screwing this up. But it should be, maybe I'm saving the wrong thing. But whatever it is, I'll figure this out by tomorrow, and I'll let you guys know what I'm doing wrong. Because this is all working perfectly fine, but for some reason, it's just not saving my stop. So I have to just be very careful to make sure that I have the stops and targets set up for the bracket settings. I don't know what's going on. All right, we'll deal with that. Save layout. This one? No. This is save layout. I'm saving the layout. But you see, like, it's not, save layout, but not sticking there. Anyways, trades all worked. Hope you guys enjoyed that little flip to the upside. We're gonna stay patient. We got about an hour to go to see if we can catch any real trades. We can also do garbage trades. So I'm happy to do garbage trades in the 110 account for shits and giggles. What's gold doing? Let's see what gold is. Oh no, that's not what I want. Gold should be 832. Oops. Close, save layout. Now let's go to Nasdaq. Okay, that's saved. That's good. And then S&P, and that's going to be 416. Close, save layout. All right, let's see if all of this. Let's see if gold still. Yeah, that's correct. S&P, that's correct. Nasdaq, that's correct. Maybe I was just, no, Nasdaq now goes away. I don't see that. I don't know what's going on over here. Let's try this one more time. 20, 80, close. I'm going to save layout again. Maybe I need to save layouts 3 times in a row. So brackets, correct. S&P, brackets, nope. Something with that Nasdaq chart is screwing everything up. All right, so whatever it is, we'll try to figure it out. In the meantime, let's watch the markets. We got a purple dot. Maybe we get a green dot. Excuse me, we get a red dot for a short here. Nasdaq also has nothing. Nasdaq has nothing. Gold has continuity to the upside. So we just let gold be doing this. The layout next to the person. Yeah, this is the layout. This is the layout that I'm saving on. I'm definitely doing it on this. All right, don't worry about it. If it's a glitch, it'll be fixed in a second. Nico, email me your email address, and I'll make sure that it probably just did not enable you. You probably don't. It sounds like you don't have BFF dots indicator. If you have the indicator, then it's on you. If you don't have the indicator, then we'll give you the indicator. Make sure that it's there. Okay. It's not BFF scalper. It's BFF dots. It's a new indicator. All right, gold. Give me a purple dot here. A purple dot, possible sell cycle in gold. S&P is purple dot, but no, the slope is still very, very high up to the upside. Here's a cool thing. Okay, you guys want to have a little bit of fun and fuck around trading. Let me show you something that I've been playing with. It just went away. I really, really wanted to do it. What I was going to say is, what's really, really cool, like watch this. If we get a red dot, but the slope is green, I'm actually going to buy this in the garbage account, because what's really interesting is that this structure with a positive slope actually is much more of a buy than it is a sell. Like it's a retrace movement rather than a full corrective movement. So I'm actually going to see if I could try to buy this. If this a minute 25 seconds left, if I get a green dot but the slope stays positive, excuse me, red dot, slope stays positive, or even a red candle but the slope stays positive, I'm going to try and buy it. I may not get a chance because I think it's probably it's finding support here. It looks like it wants to go higher, but it's really interesting to flip the setup on its head when the slope contradicts the price action. And we're back to positive positive setups here. Nasdaq is totally positive setup. Extending higher. Oh, let's do this and let's see if I have this. Just want to keep this in case I want to do a little bit of a 27 seconds left. This is definitely like, if you just want to have a, garbage account, fool around trade, I want to go to 110, my garbage account. I would definitely buy this just for fun, because the instinct is, oh my God, it's really, really extending high. It could correct on itself, but the true trade here, making sure that I have this set up, is that it's probably going to extend itself higher. So I'm just long here. Where's this thing? Target is 77. So if we get to 77, which is like fresh highs, we'll see if this thing makes it. Again, this is not a real trade. This is a garbage trade, but it's fun trade to do, and it's within the spirit of what I'm trying to do. So we're looking to see if we can get 77 on this move, extend it a little higher. You can actually watch this. It's very cool. You can watch it over here on the trade bar and see if it, see if they sweep the 77s. Yeah, it's the answer, Rick, is absolutely, because unless it's the setup trade, everything that's not the exact rules of the setup is effectively a garbage trade. Okay, it's effectively just you fooling around. Erica, when you send me when you send me your sign up form, if you sign up, you need to be able to you need to sign up to this thing. I'm putting the link in here. If you sign up to my coaching, then I'll enable everything for you. So if you already did that, if you got the coaching, I'll be happy to enable it for you. Oh, this is how you do it. You stretch it down, and then you stretch it up, and then you press. You bring the whole chart over here, and you can kind of see it. Now you guys can see the S&P. What's Nasdaq? What's gold? This is actually, now we may have a potential setup here. White dot, green dot would be a potential setup. That would be like a real trade. Gold has nothing. Gold is not doing anything. So let's make sure that I got the brackets set up here, because I was having issues with brackets here. So it's 4, 16. Close over here. I keep that going. Erica, where are you from? Which part of the country are you from? Or which country are you from? Watching S&P? Oh, Chicago. Okay. That's its own country. Nice. Nice. One of my favorite cities. Although I haven't been there in a long time. No signal so far in the S&P. And we're getting a red dot. Let's see. Okay, so very, very important nuanced point for everybody. And for those of you people who are new, because you're probably gonna ask me this. So I have a white dot and I have a red dot. That means there is never going to be any setup. It doesn't matter if there's a green dot coming up over here. It's not a setup. We can't have any opposite dots in the setup, because what that shows you is that there is enough negative momentum to put the doubt into the setup. So really important, when we're looking for a white dot, green dot, it needs to be really clean. There needs to be nothing in between that is counter trend to that idea. And as you can see now, we're actually going the other way, right? It kind of turns red on the trade. And by the way, yes, when you're going to the Nasdaq, that's why I have it in the garbage account. Go to Nasdaq over here. You see the Nasdaq kind of petered out, right? It kind of died out right at the top over here. So I could easily get stopped out on this trade, which is okay because it's in my garbage account. And what I have is actually a purple dot. Now, this purple dot, and then it creates a red dot, and it goes red slope. Yeah, for sure. That's going to be a really, really good, clean trade to the downside. But by segregating my garbage trades into a garbage account, I am not exposed to bad ideas. Like the good account just simply keeps going in the right direction, right? That's the other key thing about what why I like trading, especially with multiple accounts on Nasdaq. So okay, here we go. Do you want to play this game? Sure, we can trade. We can put this into the garbage account over here. Where's my brackets? 832. Why? Because okay, it's just lots of momentum. Everything is confirmed. But of course, the problem here is that you're not buying from the bottom. You're buying kind of at the top. So this thing can retrace on you. And that's why I don't make it a real setup. I make it only a garbage setup, because the real setup gives you the highest probability. The garbage setup kind of buys the highs and is vulnerable to a retrace move. Just like this gold thematically is a correct thing. Momentum is positive, slope is positive, everything is going your way. But you are vulnerable to a retrace because you're buying the highs. Just like when we look at the Nasdaq over here, you see it kind of came back here, and maybe it works, but it's not a perfect trade. That's why we have it in the garbage account. But maybe it'll work for us. We're looking for 77. 73. We're looking at it, comes back, comes back around and puts us around. And here we're just looking for 80 cents against 3.2, 8 ticks against 3.2 ticks. So here we're looking for 29.2. No, 29.5. Sorry, 29.5. But again, why is this a garbage trade? Because it's very vulnerable to a retrace, just as this one is very vulnerable to a retrace. It just, it needs a lot more energy to hit that high than if you're coming from, just like a spring that's really, really front loaded, has a lot of energy. But when the spring is really expanded, you need a lot more energy to expand it even further, right? If you're already loud, you need a lot more energy to make it louder. If you're already bright, you need a lot more energy to make it brighter. That's coming back to my physics analogy. That's really the point of why I like to go from low energy to high energy instead of from high energy to higher energy, right? Does that make sense? Oh, Enzo, thank you, my friend. The check is in the mail. Very nice. Thank you so much. Thank you, Enzo. I really appreciate that. I'm actually taking a screenshot of this so I can have it as your kind words. Do I trade YM? I don't. Just because it's not that I can't. It's just a matter of focus, right? Like we can just get crazy. I mean, it certainly can. In YM, it'd be 10, 40, 10 ticks, 40 ticks on the moves, right? Okay, so Nasdaq coming back to to retrace things. Where's my gold? Gold actually got done. See, gold actually extended. Gold extended higher, so the gold trade got done. The Nasdaq trade is, of course, probably gonna take us out. But as I said, that's a garbage trade. And what's going to be fun actually is let's watch this trade because in the same garbage account, I'm gonna if I get the proper setup, I'm gonna take the proper. Oh, I actually got stopped out in gold. Okay, we get stopped out in Nasdaq. So this is interesting. So now this is a garbage trade, right? So we shouldn't have taken it in the first place. But let's assume this was a good trade and we got stopped out in a good trade. How do we repair this? What's the next step of this process? So now we're going to watch, and we're going to watch carefully for the next candle. Slope is red. So if the next candle is a red dot, we're going to take that trade because that's a legitimate short trade, counter trend trade. And we're going to take that in that garbage account and trade it. Now, it may take us, a couple of candles. It may not show up. It may, race back up. Who knows? Between now and then, lots of different possibilities. But we're going to focus on just basically doing that. Oh, thank you, Charles. That was actually, if you guys want to catch that on YouTube, that was so much fun. And I guarantee you, if you thought you knew the whole Barings story, if you watch that video, you'll find out so many new things. I actually got Nick to tell me all sorts of stuff that I don't think he's ever publicly, said to anybody. So really, really worthwhile watching that interview. That was a tremendously fun interview about how what you understand is just fascinating. It's just, when people tell you markets are efficient and everybody's so smart and it's really hard to beat, we understand just how much bullshit there is behind that statement and how much human frailty, human ego, human idiocy is involved in so many trades gone wrong, and why there's always an opportunity to make money and exploit those things as long as you stick to your process. Then don't do it. Don't do it, Lee. Don't do it. Just remember, I'm trading from a very, very small position, so I have the power to increase size because I'm still not at full energy, right? I'm at small energy. I'll go from very, very small energy to like medium energy. But if that doesn't work for you, that process doesn't work for you, don't do it. Just simply stick to hitting more winners than to hitting the high risk, the high hit ratio, just by selecting your trades. The other suggestion I have is, this is another really, really good suggestion, is let's say you hit a loser in a trade. This was a legitimate trade, not a bullshit trade like this, was a legitimate trade that you hit a loser, right? Go to the next account, let's say you have two trend accounts, create another trend account, start fresh there. What's going to be amazing is that what you'll see is so much of bad juju, so much of bad mistakes happens because you're trying to repair that one account. It's like that loser friend of yours that never ever does anything successful because they're always going to be a loser and they're always complaining about how life, many of us have friends like that. They always complain about how life is totally unfair to them and woe is me, and they can never succeed. And you try your best to give them advice, and then they always ignore your advice, and they always screw up, right? What's the best thing to do with that is to find another friend, all right? Or just ignore that friend and go to the next friend, to find a positive person. So it's the same thing with accounts. If the account is negative, we try to, like a loser friend, try to resuscitate back to life. And if it's not working, we kill the account. Whereas if you just simply move on to the next account, you start fresh on that particular account, you wait and make a couple of winners, then you can come back to that account where you had lost and you'd already forgotten all the idiocy that your friend has told you, and you can have a new conversation, new engagement with that account, new trades, and that is a very, very healthy way of trading. Just sort of like, instead of if you don't want to repair, just go on to a new account and start the proper trade in the new account. Mooncake, small tip, which I hope you like. If you draw in the major options put call levels on your chart, and you see probably moves from that level. That's actually really good. Where did you say, Mooncake? Email me the the option activity, and I'll try to see if we can incorporate that into the whole thing. You can trade CFDs, John. You can trade Nasdaq CFDs in the same way. I have the tools, and I have the exact same indicator on MT4. You simply have to let me see if I can go. If you're with ACAP, just email me. Just deposit some, top off your account, and get it there. It's available free on the CME website. Email me the link, Mooncake. I'll be happy to take a look at it. Okay, quick strike. All right. Yeah. So that so the point is, you know what your problem is, with Lee. Oh, here we go. We got to set up. Okay. So I got to set up. 42 seconds left. Let me get. I'm in my garbage account still because I'm just going to show you, repair techniques, right? So we actually go 5 on this. Let's see. Let's see if this works. Oh, what's the email? Sorry, it's contact@bktraders.com. See, this is why I love the room. I love the room because somebody in the room has always got better information than I do, and they share it, and then we can use that information for the benefit of all. So you have ideas, absolutely suggest them to me. Thank you so much. Oh, sorry, shit. I'm totally sorry, guys. I was just totally not paying attention. Damn it. And this thing did not have the motherfucker. Okay, let's do this. Sorry, I'm gonna have to. For all my repair shit, I'm not focused. I'm sorry. I'm trying to answer questions and deal with all the other stuff. So this repair is probably going to go sideways because I totally screwed this up. All right, let's try this. Oh no, it's going to work. It's going to work. Fuck. It's not going to work because I should have closed this manually. All right, fuck it. Whatever. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to flatten. And I'm gonna, hopefully this still the brackets are good. Yeah. Okay. Close. Oh, shit. Come on. So, all right. This is a complete butchery of the job because I didn't have the brackets set up and I wasn't paying attention to the trade. So I was late on the trade. It almost went into my full repair mode. If this thing repairs, it's really only because I'm kind of lucky. Wait, why is this not? What the fuck is going on here? Okay, here it is. Again, I'm doing one more trade here. It's a garbage account, so it doesn't really matter to me. My target on this thing is, where's my target? Oh, fuck. I'm sorry, guys. 34.50. 34.50 on the target. So if this hits 34.50, maybe this whole thing gets repaired properly. But again, it's because I really fucked up the entries. 34.50. I'm looking for 34.50 on the bid here. There we go. We're done. So despite everything, despite my fuck ups, I was able to repair the trade. But the point isn't about my fuck ups. The point is the process, right? This was a clean, legit. This was a bullshit signal. This was a clean, legitimate signal. So when I went into the clean, legitimate signal, I had just basically execution issues. I got the whole thing repaired, right? We just got the whole thing properly repaired at the size that we wanted, and it was all good, right? So that's how you do it when everything works your way. I'm just having a little bit of, there's clearly some kind of a little bit of a glitch here that I need to figure out what I'm doing wrong in my wealth charts. Maybe I need to just refresh my wealth charts. Go to my garbage account. But one of the things you're seeing is that everything I'm doing is in my garbage account. So even if I'm realized, unrealized, it's all just working over here. All the other accounts that I'm going to be working on, those are all preserved, and that's the key thing. having multiple accounts, going out there buying a ton of accounts, and having the ability to switch between accounts is the single best thing you can do. That's your superpower, to switch around so that you don't distribute all of your energy and all of your bad risk into one single account, right? That's the key thing. Yeah, you're probably right. But you know, I still need to figure out, like, this should all work. I don't know why it's not working. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. It doesn't really matter. You know, these are all minuscule technical things. The important part is a strategy. Does the strategy work? And the answer is fuck yes, it works. Right? Bullshit trade, real trade works. Right? Let's go look at S&P. S&P also had a really clean signal. I just simply was busy with Nasdaq to do anything about it. Gold, we made money. We made money in gold all the way through. Actually, gold has been really good to us today. Now we can watch to see if there's any more setups. It's a good question. I think it really, sometimes they ask you, sometimes they don't. You know, I think it's really on a case by case basis. Honestly, I think, Ali, what they're looking for is, like, the most important things they're looking for is that you don't get the key things that you want to do. You don't do more than $800 per single loss on a trade. You don't do like massive size. You know, don't average down. You don't do burn one to earn one, where you just do large position on one account and large position, opposite position on the second account. Just like really stupid stuff that's clearly not skill based. That's basically all gaming the system. What I think they really want to see, which is what I try to achieve, is low drawdown to run up activity. As long as you can control your drawdown risk to a very reasonable thing, you know, they love to see small incremental gains up. Oh, thank you. That's really great, Lee. It's great to hear. Great to hear. Hi, Aziz. Nice to see you. NDX is healthy. Yeah, it's sort of healthy. It's also, you know, remember, trading the futures is just like Florida weather. Wait an hour and it will change, right? So what looked good an hour ago now kind of looks bad. That's why we love to scalp, because we don't really try to predict the future. We just trade the present. That's the key. The key idea with scalping is we trade the present. Yeah, that's actually a term Apex uses. Burn one to earn one, because that's, you know, it's such an obvious scam that, you know, they already have like actual terms for this. 99% of people who scream and complain about not getting paid out are scam artists. Just all scam artists. I see the shit that they're doing. None of it is skill-based trading. It's all about scamming the system. And they go, "Oh, why didn't you do this to me?" And then you actually see it. I see a few really legitimate YouTube influencers. I forget one of the guys. One of the guys just like really focuses on all prop firms, and they'll tell you, "Oh, you know, they held up my payout, but this was a really legitimate reason for why. And on the next cycle, I actually got paid out." You can really tell who's like a legitimate trader, who's not. I think it actually is, because they really don't care what you do in the evals. But again, that's a stupid strategy. It really doesn't help you. I know, right? It's amazing at the amount. Well, you know, when you offer money, everybody wants to steal it, right? Nobody wants to work for it. The bottom line is nobody wants to work for it. Everybody wants to steal it. And then they bitch about it. Okay, looky. Maybe we get a look here. Now, what I was going to say to you that I'm fooling around with, and again, this is a bullshit setup. Let's call it a garbage setup. But the setup that I noticed, during the Asia session that I found it really interesting. Okay, and it's not it's not part of our repertoire, but it's kind of an interesting garbage setup. And I'm trying to see if maybe I'll get the play here. And the setup is the following: I get a white dot, green dot, right? I get the full clean setup, but it's negated by the red slope, right? The slope stays red. So like typically what that happens is when you have lots of buying, but very deep underneath the moving average, underneath the 8-period moving average, right? So like lots of buying here, but it's so deeply into sell territory that you got to really, buy a lot to kind of move prices above the moving average. So when you get that, the actually cool trade to do, the high probability trade to do, is to short the green dot, to short the offer, because the chance of it coming back down is actually quite strong, meaning that it's going to fail, right? Why do we not take the slope? Why do we not take the setup when the slope is red? Because we think it's going to fail. If you think the long is going to fail, that means the short is going to succeed. So I kind of look at this as, and obviously this is just the first candle. We need the second candle to be green to set up, to see if, I gotta sneeze. Oh God. To see if the short is actually going to be a legit setup on this. So let's watch this. It's in my garbage. It's in my garbage account. This 110 account. We can have fun with it. Oh, Nasdaq actually has a buy sequence too. So this is another one. This is pretty good. Nasdaq has a buy sequence, right? Again, we're going to go to my garbage account. I see how the slope is red. So, maybe the slope will turn green and then it's kind of negated. But if the slope stays red, it's a pretty legitimate short for us. Not a long, but a short, but in a garbage account. Let's see what the S&P wants to do. Now, not really getting it. It's kind of, it's definitely it's kind of rare that you get that situation, but when it does happen, it's kind of cool to do it. Let's see, 52 seconds. Maybe this holds. We'll see. And it's going back and forth. So this is one of those setups that's questionable, right? I don't like. Is this a buy setup? No, because the slope is not definitively green. It keeps switching between red and green. What I would do in this particular setup is wait for the third green dot if I want to go long, right? But for shits and giggles, let's sell this. Oh, damn it. Again, I don't have the, okay, we're going to just flatten out. I'm just going to manually run this. I forgot, again, my brackets is just not working. I'm going to flatten this out. So again, I picked up like 5 quick points here. And obviously, don't do what I do in terms of structure. But you see how, like, if you went the opposite of this, because this was a questionable buy, it was actually a relatively decent quick short on the trade, right? Similar with the ES. Okay. So let me see if this, shit. Okay. Never mind. Screw this. I can't, I don't know what I just did here. I screwed up my whole preview. But what would I do here is I would short this, let's say at this level. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but it's kind of a fun idea to short this at let's say, what's the short here? 15. and the target would be 14. Did it come down to 14? It came to 14.25. So 15, 19 is your stop. 14 is your stop. Is this a great trade? No, but it's kind of a fun trade to see if the setup fails. But actually, what's happening now is well, the setup is still has a red slope. Like it's still not a legitimate buy setup, even though it's working to the upside. But it's actually kind of interesting. Let's just have fun. Watch this on a fun basis. Will this kind of fail? Will gravity pull it down? If it comes back down to 14, I actually would have made money on the setup. Oh, my well chart just got logged out. No, actually, so my cute little let's short the move really not working, right? 19 would have been my stop. I'm at 18. Probably I would have been stopped out on this trade. So it's kind of fun to experiment, but it's a bullshit trade. We had no real trades in any of these accounts. What's gold doing? Gold is just rallying up. Again, we don't have any legitimate trades, but gold is certainly a possible buy in here. And then what's Nasdaq doing with itself? Again, no setup on Nasdaq either. Unless you want to do just go for another garbage trade, continuity trade. So you have slope, everything working. We can have fun. We can do one last continuity trade. It's not that far away from the lows. It could extend. I don't hate this trade, but again, this is a garbage trade. It's not a setup. It's just a fun garbage trade. Let me make sure I have this. Damn it, I don't. Shit. 20, 80. No, all right. I missed this trade, guys. I'm sorry. I couldn't put the setups in here, and I missed the trade. So whatever. All right. I think we did a lot of good trades today. We did a lot of garbage trades because there was just no good setups. But there's a lot of things that I showed you that were interesting. One, the good trades absolutely hit every one of them. The good repair trades all worked really, really well. I'm clearly having some issues here with my brackets. So I think it's better if I stop because if this thing is just not working the way I need it to, I don't want to be operating like this. So I'm gonna let you guys go. We had a great session. Everything is nice and green on the charts here. I will try to fix all of this tomorrow as far as this bracket issue. I don't know what's going on over here, and we'll trade Friday as always. If you guys want the coaching, I'm going to put the link in here again. It's got 24 hours left for this 90% discount. So go ahead and go do it. Yeah, thank you, Mooncake, for sending me the email. So it sounds like Rick is having. So it sounds like bracket issues are maybe something going on with the product. So it is what it is. It's software. It's always going to be some issues. Hopefully they'll fix it. I'm going to speak to their support today, and tomorrow we'll come back and get it working strong. Okay, guys. Everybody enjoy. I will see everybody tomorrow. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.